Welcome to the World Affairs Council of Austin's mock 6th Committee UN hearing, focusing on an important legal matter. The session opens with the chair welcoming delegates and stating the agenda, a proposed modification to Article 9 of the 1948 Genocide Convention to allow posthumous prosecution. Our core agenda is the proposed modification to Article 9 of the 1948 Genocide Convention, seeking to allow posthumous prosecution. The opening statements include sponsors like Belarus, Armenia, Cambodia, and Rwanda, followed by optional presentations from other member states and legal experts. The draft resolution proposes amending Article 9 of the Genocide Convention to allow the International Court of Justice to establish legal responsibility and historical record, even posthumously. Importantly, this prosecution will not impose criminal penalties, but establish factual and legal findings. The session includes a moderated debate focusing on legal necessity and moral justification, followed by an unmoderated caucus for negotiating the amendment's language. The session concludes with the reading of the draft resolution. The session concludes with final statements from the sponsoring nations, followed by a vote and the chair announcing the results before adjournment. In its first speech, Belarus supports posthumous prosecution, arguing that the current law denies justice by allowing perpetrators to evade accountability by dying. They emphasize that truth must not expire. In its second speech, Belarus reaffirms that posthumous prosecution establishes legal truth, strengthens historical memory, and prevents denial. They call for modernizing Article 9 to close this loophole. Armenia supports the resolution, stating that their history of loss requires a global commitment to truth. Posthumous prosecution prevents manipulation of the historical record and strengthens prevention efforts. Cambodia, remembering the Khmer Rouge genocide, argues that posthumous prosecution allows the completion of the historical record and establishes responsibility. They stress that justice is for truth and prevention. Rwanda supports the resolution, driven by the memory of the 1994 genocide. They state that the amendment ensures justice is not limited by the lifespan of the accused and helps to preserve the truth. We now hear from expert witnesses on genocide cases, focusing on the historical record and legal justice. Professor Dr. Yael Ben-Ami supports the amendment, noting that many Nazi perpetrators died unprosecuted. She argues that posthumous prosecution protects the living, establishes truth, and prevents denial, sending a message that justice is timeless. Deputy Prosecutor Ivan Kovalenko of Belarus shares that their national program has formally established the guilt of deceased Nazi criminals, providing acknowledgement to survivors and creating a truthful historical record. This process is restorative and preventative. Professor Dr. Samuel Harrington emphasizes that when perpetrators die unjudged, denial grows. Posthumous prosecution provides a legal foundation for truth and education, ensuring the historical record is complete for future generations. Rwandan prosecutor Aline Uwimana speaks as a descendant of genocide survivors. She states that posthumous prosecution is crucial for giving survivors the dignity of hearing the truth spoken aloud in court, ensuring memory has a legal defender. The chair delivers a closing statement, acknowledging the seriousness of the discussion and the challenge of establishing justice across time. The contributions remind us that accountability includes recognition and documentation, and the work done today will inform future decisions. The 6th Committee stands adjourned. Students learned 5 key things: how international law operates, how to argue evidence-based positions, how diplomacy works, the link between legal clarity and genocide prevention, and that their voices matter as global leaders. This concludes the video on the UN 6th Committee hearing regarding the Belarus resolution.